Angels have been created by the hand of God. These are spiritual beings with great power that obey the will of their Creator. However, many of these celestial creatures stand out and are positioned much higher than others because their power and strength are extraordinarily huge. In the kingdom of heaven from the beginning of all times, God created a great celestial army made up of several very powerful spiritual beings, who would help protect the divine creation, the grace of God, and paradise. Beings are so powerful that they would have the divine power to fight and defeat the evil entities that abound on earth and in the abyss. So also with time, many angels that were good and obedient rebelled with fury, becoming angels worse than the same demons today ruling the earth. Undoubtedly, the most powerful and lethal angels in existence have demonstrated their enormous strength at various points in Judeo-Christian mythology. The archangel Raphael. Considered one of the most powerful archangels of the heavenly host, the archangel Raphael is the angel of healing and protection. God would have entrusted several offices to this majestic archangel, and he belongs to the 7 powerful archangels of the heavens. That is why he had the power to face any adversary, demonstrating his great power. Raphael is the one who delivers the prayers of the righteous before God, thus helping to defeat great demons who rebelled against God and roamed the earth attacking humans. In the writings, Raphael is the protagonist warrior for being the one who defeated and buried one of the most terrible demons of the underworld, Azrael, because during a huge battle between these two beings, Raphael managed to defeat and bind Azrael to bury him alive in a huge dungeon in the desert. The powerful archangel covered the huge hole with thousands of rocks to keep him chained, because God would have given him the order not to kill the dark demon, because, on the day of the final judgment, he will be thrown alive into the fire as divine punishment. Despite the great strength and malice of the terrible demon Azrael, Raphael managed to defeat him, demonstrating his great power. Lucifer. Lucifer was said to be the most beautiful angel in all of paradise and God's favorite. He would be the possessor of light, the son of the dawn. One of the angels closest to God, being in the beginning of time the right hand of God because it was he who, in the creation, after God gave him the order, created the light. Lucifer stood out in the heavens for his great astuteness, splendor, and beauty, for he was the highest angel that God had created. Enjoying an unparalleled beauty, Lucifer felt like a perfect angel and was very proud of his appearance. So he believed that everything around him should be controlled by him, because being a perfect angel had the power to be better than the God who created him. So Lucifer needed to have the biggest throne that existed in the heavens, even bigger than the throne of God, because he wanted to be similar to him and have the power of the entire universe. He did not want to be a simple inferior angel. With his great cunning, he convinced other angels that what they were obeying was not fair, which generated in the heavens a great rebellion that unleashed a great battle. Lucifer's power was impressive, for he managed to convince a third of the heavenly host. Millions of angels were on his side, and despite not having won the great heavenly battle against God, he rules the cruel underworld where he does his will with his faithful servants, and devotes all his efforts to destroying God's creation. Seraphim. The most powerful beings of the heavenly host, the highest ranking above all angels, the seraphim. Extremely mysterious beings, who surround the throne of God with celestial songs praising the Creator. Therefore, they are the closest to God and the main worshippers of the same. Among their powerful gifts is to be the main guardians of the most sacred places on earth. They are the main beings that spread the grace of God throughout the vast universe. It is said that the seraphim are the most beautiful beings in the entire universe, so beautiful that no one would have the honor of seeing their faces, only the eyes of God. They are interpreted as divine entities full of light so resplendent. They possess 3 pairs of wings with which they cover their whole body, even their feet, because being the most beautiful entities of all the heavens they should not be contemplated by others. In addition, it is said that they also cover their entire body, to protect themselves from the bright light that emanates from God, the supreme holiness. Of their 6 powerful wings, the seraphim leave 2 wings free that would serve to fly. The main gift of these supernatural beings is the grace of wisdom, considered as the entities that control and regulate the movement of the heavens, according to the will of God. The cherubim. The cherubim are the guardians of the glory of God. They would be in charge of protecting the light and the stars, spreading divine and spiritual light throughout the universe. They would be the guardians of the path of celestial wisdom and the aggrandizement of consciousness. They are depicted as very beautiful beings, very slender, possessing 4 resplendent wings on their body. They are extremely fast beings, managing to move from one place to another with impressive celerity. It is believed that these magnificent beings, despite having no contact with man, their celestial light has a great influence on human beings. Furfur. It is said that Furfur belonged to the powerful celestial choir of the principalities, being one of the most obedient angels of the celestial hosts. However, with the great rebellion he was expelled from the heavens and became one of the most powerful demons of the abyss, as he was named Count of Hell. Furfur wanted to know what was the truth behind creation, so as soon as he was expelled, he devoted himself to gathering information from both heaven and hell. It is thought that over time Furfur encompassed so much information that will be revealed in the last days. In addition, this terrible demon would be the king of lies and deception. The Watchman. In heaven, God would have arranged for the earth to be constantly monitored. God asked them to control and watch over human acts since he was the creator, therefore, the divine law had to be complied with. The Watchers were angels who were dedicated to following up the acts of men from the heavens, and concurrently descended from above to deliver messages from the Creator to the mortal inhabitants of the earth, and likewise were those who delivered all the information of humanity to God and his heavenly throne. Thus, the angels watched the men all the time, and suddenly, very anxious, they looked at the beautiful daughters of men. They watched them with desire and lust. No doubt the Watchers had deep feelings for the beautiful women of the earth. The feelings that the celestial Watchers possessed at that time were punishable by divine law. However, the desire was so great that one day, those celestial beings agreed to descend to earth and take possession of the maidens. Shemhaza, leader of the guardian angels, proposed to make a promise and convinced everyone to commit the sin punished by God. The obscenity had blinded them, and they all agreed to descend to earth. Together with Shemhaza, 200 vigilant angels in total descended to earth. Those 200 celestial beings had organized themselves into groups, and each had its leader. Quickly, they were directed and focused on the search for women, for their main objective was to fornicate the women of the earth, and have offspring just like men. And so they did. All the watchful angels had procured beautiful women, and gladly flattered the maidens of the earth. They agreed to join the divine beings. Thus, for their terrible fault, they were banished from paradise forever, whereupon they devoted themselves to teaching the secrets of the heavens to men on earth. Espiel. Considered the angel of ruin, Espiel, whose name means forsaken God, is an unfortunately fallen angel, who in the past was a powerful angel whose heavenly duties guided mankind. His rebellion was because Espiel thought that God was a mere angel like himself and that he had abused his authority, monopolized all the power of the earth and the heavens, and used all of creation for his sole benefit. It is said that Espiel went to the throne of God to ask him why he was resorting to solutions of punishment for those who practiced evil, instead of eradicating malice from human hearts forever. However, God would not answer his questions, and so he was banished from paradise forever. So, after abandoning his position as a heavenly angel, he became a terrible demon who roams the earth looking for victims to trap them for eternity in the dark underworld. Abasathabu. It is said that Abasathabu is a fallen angel, very powerful because he would be the most hostile demon of the underworld, a very cunning demon, and his main task would be to seek revenge against the works of God for all eternity. Abasathabu would have left the heavens along with the terrible demon Beelzebub, as he would have been filled with rage against God, and taken advantage of the fall of Beelzebub to escape from the tyranny of God. It is said that while he was falling to earth, Abasathabu did not have the luck of the other angels, since he would have lost a wing in the dreadful fall, so he became a dark one-winged demon. Abasathabu would be the one who hardened the heart of Pharaoh against Moses during the Exodus, this as a method of revenge against his creator. This terrible fallen angel is one of the most terrible of the Avernus because his being is full of hatred. He would also have the power to control all the souls of Tartarus. Azrael. Azrael, the angel of death, one of the most sinister angels of the heavenly hosts, as it is said that his main duty is to transmit the human souls to the place to receive their final judgment. This powerful angel intervenes in the decision to send the lost souls to hell or the light, and gives them peace. Azrael would be the angel in charge of visiting those who are about to die, and it is said that his appearance is so dark that he becomes very feared, not only for the fact of being the one who detaches the souls from the body but also for his terrible appearance. His power is such that he has the power to enter and leave heaven as many times as he wants to go to hell to make sure that the demons do not steal souls that should be in paradise. With time, this powerful angel moved away from his place in heaven. However, he did not abandon his heavenly duties. Samael, the venom of God, who, at the beginning of time, was located next to the throne of God next to the 6 most powerful archangels of the heavenly hosts, being him, the 7th archangel defender of the heavens. Samael is described as an angel who does his work independently of the title possessed by a man or a divinity. It is said that this imposing angel revolutionized the heavens, being branded as a selfish archangel, the gloomy archangel who took human life without mercy. Hence, he is known as the angel of death. Samael was the one sent by God to put an end to those who do not repent of their sins. For Samael, taking away the breath of life was quite a difficult job, and judgment had to be delivered consciously of the acts throughout the entire life of a human being. It is said that God gave the order to annihilate the sinners and that Samael, obedient to the divine orders, would plant the hour of death to the ungodly. Thus, Samael appeared before the future sinful souls as a frivolous being, carrying a long and sharp sword, which at once was removed from its sheath, leaving the dangerous shiny tip, from which a crystalline drop of poison sprouted, the well-known poison of God. The archangel Samael was the supreme chief of the 5th heaven, where he ruled over 2 million celestial angels, who were known as Grigori. During creation, like many of the flamboyant divine angels, Samael was annoyed with God's dispositions, for God, when creating the first man on earth from dust, said that everyone, including Samael, should worship Adam. God gave the announcement to all the orders of angels, saying that Adam would soon be like one of them, and as soon as he gave him knowledge he was to be worshipped as a god. To Samael such words were sharp daggers, for he did not understand how a mere mortal man, formed of clay, would achieve something that even he did not possess. Besides, Samael considered himself of a superior race, so to worship an inferior being was madness. Thus, Samael rebelled against the designs of God. However, not even he had the divine knowledge, so his rebellion led him to leave the heavens.